Hey there, everyone. I'm back. Let's get into the diet update. So, I weighed myself this morning, but something peculiar happened. You see, in our house, we have two scales. One is a scale that's newer with freshly put in batteries, and the other is a scale that we've had for as long as I can remember with very old batteries. I have been using the scale with very old batteries for a while now to measure my weight every single time I check my weight. Now, this morning I decided to try the new scale before using the old one. So I stepped on the new scale and it said a flat 160, which would mean I'm sorry about that. Let me correct myself. A flat 156. I don't know. When I hear 60 and 56, my brain just switches them around. But yeah, 156 flat. But the weird thing was, I decided to check my weight on the scale that I normally go on, which is the old one, where when you bump it, it says low battery, and then you bump it again, then lets you check your weight. That one said 155.5. So, and the thing was, I did not drink any water or I did not use the restroom between checking my weight for those two from those two scales. That was what it said. So, I don't know which scale to trust. Am I 160? Am I 156? Am I 155.5? I don't know. It's very strange. Well, I guess it's how, I guess I could just go with the scale that I normally use. So if we're going by that number, I'm currently 155.5. So there you go. All right, well, what was eaten today? In the morning, I had 2 eggs on 2 keto breads that were toasted. I used butter to fry the eggs and a sprinkle of Himalayan salt and pepper. And I fried 4 thin slices of hickory smoked bacon. I also had 6 peanut butter cups in the morning with a cup of coffee. These were Chalk Zero branded, so they used monk fruit for sweetener instead of sugar. Then, later on in the day, on my lunch break, I decided to make myself what people at the In-N-Out call a Flying Dutchman. If you've never heard of a Flying Dutchman before, it's basically just the meat patty with cheese and some grilled onions on top. Now, I was making this on my lunch break from work, and I was too lazy to grill the onions. I mean, I could have totally done it, but I just didn't do it. I just took the flat squash burger patties from the freezer. I cooked those on our pan. I sprinkled it a little bit with Himalayan salt and pepper. And that was what I had. Oh, and of course I melted some Tillamook cheddar cheese on top. That's pretty much what I ate. And then, as a little dessert, I had 2 more Chalk Zero peanut butter cups and a cup of coffee. I also had a Coke Zero. And Waterloo blueberry and lemonade essenced sparkling water. When I say that, I mean it did not have any sweetener in it. It just had a flavoring put in it. And then when I got home, I tried a slice of keto bread that was that my mom bought. That was brand new. I thought that was pretty good. I really liked that. It tasted a lot like normal bread to me. I'm forgetting the exact name of this bread though. I think it was the brand name was Inked, but I'm not 100% sure. It has a logo of like a fierce looking wolf, like doing like a bite, I think. Like, you know. And a little helping of some turkey based pepperonis that I'm going to use to make a keto not cauliflower, cottage cheese pizza tomorrow, which I am very much looking forward to because I've been looking at recipes online for this thing and it looks bomb. So, very excited about that. All right, well, any exercise today? Well, pretty much walking around the store, helping customers out, lifting heavy objects and things, and just, yeah, general walking, which I love. I do not like being standing in one spot for too long. You know, that I feel like that would drive me crazy. But that's just my opinion. All right, well, now that we've covered the diet update today, let's get on to the daily update. So I woke up at around 9 in the morning, and when I got up, I decided to go to the TV and turn on the device and try to find something to watch with some peanut butter cups and a cup of coffee. Now, what did I find to watch? You know what? This is gonna sound kind of sad, but I honestly don't remember. Like, I'm trying to think of it right now. I think it started off with the guy who is the CEO of Nvidia, like Jensen, talking about like revolutionary new things they're doing with artificial intelligence and Nvidia. So I watched a little bit of that. I feel like I wanted to watch something else while watching that, but I genuinely don't remember what I wanted to watch after that. Like it's like a haze in my memory right now. Very strange indeed. I guess I could just skip that part. Well, anywho, excuse me. I decided to go in my room after watching whatever I decided to watch. It's gonna bother me now. I'm trying to remember what it was. And I decided to do a list of personal duties, much like I did yesterday. And these included 25 minutes of brain jam, 25 minutes of self-taught art, 10 minutes of journaling, 15 minutes of shower, and a quick breakfast. Now, as you can tell from this list, I did pretty much most everything on there, except, oops, dropped my joke book I got from a coworker. Where is it? Oh, there you go. 101 of the world's funniest one-liners. I got that from a coworker. It was a pretty cool present. I keep it in the back of my notebook. All right, Looks like the only thing I didn't do today was my 10 minutes of journaling, so that's pretty good. Better than yesterday. Yesterday I didn't do 2 things to fill my future cup. So, not bad, me. Not bad at all. Yeah, first I did 25 minutes of Brain Jam. It was a good session. I was trying to refine the editing on that one to make it less jumpy and more smooth when the camera's following the words as I'm reading them. That was pretty cool. Then I did 25 minutes of self-taught art, where I tried to find a video that would be a good introduction to what to focus on when learning art. And I found a guy on YouTube. I think his channel alias is How to Draw Like a Cert. And I was following step by step, and I was doing this thing that I was teaching myself from a YouTube channel called Mind Mapping, where one of the steps is you pause after 2 segments are done, and then you write to the best of your ability from your memory what you just learned, and then create symbols and ideas, ways to just keep those ideas fresh in your mind. Like I learned, line work's the number one thing you should learn first, because line work shows how confident you are in your drawing, or at least that was my interpretation of it. Then you need to know basic shapes. Then you need to think 3-dimensionally. You have to have 3D vision when you start drawing, where basically when you look at something on the page, you see it in a more of a dimensional way. So that way, when you start drawing it, it will look perspective correct and believable. So that's where I was pretty much left at after the 25 minutes of studying. Yeah, I need to do that again tomorrow to increase my knowledge. Then after that, I did some breakfast, and with the eggs, the keto toast, and the bacon. And then I did a 15-minute shower, so feeling real refreshed now. And I did not do my 10 minutes of journaling, so kind of a shame. See if I can do better tomorrow. We'll find out. All right, well, anywho, as I was eating, I was listening to an interview with David Foster Wallace, the man who wrote the book that I'm was trying to adapt into an AI, a little short video, at least the first chapter, or the opener of Infinite Jest. And he's a really interesting character. He really dives deep into every subject he talks about, but he approaches it through really how he would describe spaghetti brain way, and I mean that in the best possible way, where it's not just straightforward, I only believe this and that, but well, this caused this and that caused an effect to that, and that plays off of that, and that goes there, and this and this and that and that, and it just it's like an all-encompassing view of situations in his opinion, that and it's not black and white, it's really gray and dimensional in the way he thinks, and I think that's really interesting. Yeah, so definitely check out the I think it's hour or 2 hour long interview with David Foster Wallace. It's free to watch on YouTube. It's very insightful into the mind of an extremely talented author, and pretty engaging too, I would say. I was telling my sister about it, and yeah, she seemed like she thought it was pretty interesting as well. Of course, I don't want to speak for her, but based on her reaction to what I was talking about, it seemed to strike a chord. Well, I took the shower after eating and watching that and talking to my sister about it. And then I got dressed, and then I left for work. And of course said goodbye to my sister. Now, when I got to work, my first hour was spent out on lot, which I really like. I love lot so much. Time by yourself, just to really like either just be or to just some self therapy or really just thinking about like, you know, where I am now and where I want to go next in terms of like my personal goals that like I work on, like my Brain Jam YouTube channel, or like being a self-taught artist, or maybe even a storyteller, things like that. Yeah, and I would always hand cards to customers and make sure that they had what they needed. Then the next 2 hours was spent bagging. After the second hour bagging, or the first hour bagging started, or ended, I went for a 10-minute break where I tried some breathing exercises. I tried that ninth dimension thing from Breath with Sandy again. I still don't think I traveled to the ninth dimension. I just think it made me feel a little more relaxed and level-headed. And yeah, then the next hour was bagging again. Not much to say other than ask the customers how you doing. Would you like bags? Is there a particular way you want it? And just focused and honed in on that for an hour after break. And then I spent a good hour on lot before delivering some food to some customers, and then eventually going back home for lunch. But I was in a really hangry mood, which is the word hungry and angry combined into one. I don't know why. I guess I was just like, I felt like I need to eat. I need food now, you know? So, even to the point when I got home and I parked and got out, my sister was off to go to the gym. She saw me and was like, "You're looking a little mad." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm hungry." So, yeah. But again, when I went in the house, I didn't really know what I was going to make, but then I was like, I'll try that Flying Dutchman homemade burger thing, and that was sufficeable. As I was eating that, I was having a Coke Zero, and I was watching a new video from Video Game Donkey about a Piglet's big game, which I didn't. Well, actually, I did know existed. Like, I honestly don't know how I heard about this game, but all I know is like apparently this game was like called kind of spooky because there's some music in it that just sounds extremely scary, and you're like, why is this in a Winnie the Pooh game? And a lot of online people kind of like made a point about talking about that, and I guess Donkey wanted to throw his hat in the ring and give his 2 cents. It was basically like making fun of it the whole time about how I thought people were like silly for overreacting to what's essentially like a little kid's game. So, pretty funny. And then I left back for work. Boy, oh boy, it was pretty crazy. First hour, front end bagging. Second hour, I was given the duty of doing sweeps. I spent that time taking out the trash, all of the trashes, and refilling the check stands with paper bags since we switched to paper. And yeah, and then of course I had to switch back and forth to bagging for customers for the cashiers. So it was a pretty involved process, I would say. And then on top of that, I have to keep in mind punching for my sweeps. And then when I was done with sweeps, I had to switch to doing a lot, but then I was always called back into bag, or I needed to restock every single check stand with a full stack of paper bags. And then there was like a thing that happened where a a case of crystal geysers fell on the floor, and I had to take them and put them on a cart that was lined with paper bags and um, napkins, so that way it could absorb the leaking water, and then bring in the back and put a sign on it to let anyone know that it's leaking. I even made a little homage slash reference to a joke that me and someone who doesn't work at the store that I work at anymore, but I thought it was kind of funny. We always would do like play on words back and forth, and would play off each other. And this person sometimes would take the names of like our coworkers and kind of turn them into like, ooh, yeah, this kind of sounds like this. And so we have someone who has a name that sounds like a product, and he said that, so I kind of made reference to that in the sign I posted. I thought, oh, that's kind of a little funny joke for me. So yeah. But anyways, yeah. So by the end of the shift, I needed to clear a lot because a lot was super busy, and I had been doing all the indoor stuff at the time. So I put as many carts away as I could. I even brought in 18 carts, and the signs and the just everything. And then my boss wanted me to go, so I did, but I signed off on everything I did. I punched out. I went to get all the supplies I needed to make my keto pizza with the, what do you call that? Cottage cheese. I even told one of my coworkers about it. They said, well, let me know how that goes. I was like, all right, I will. So, yeah, I had everything I needed. I decided to try a new soda I've never had before. It was a zero sugar called Mr. Pibbs. I hear it's like Pepsi or Coca-Cola's version of Dr. Pepper, which is interesting to me because I always assumed that Dr. Pepper was owned by Coca-Cola, but I guess not. But yeah, I wanted to try that out, so I got everything in that I needed: marinara sauce, cauliflower, turkey, pepperoni, basil, the works. And I said goodbye to my coworkers and my boss, and I drove home. And when I got home, I was greeted by my mom, who told me about everything she got from the grocery store. A lot of it was keto friendly, some of it wasn't keto friendly. That stay away from till I at least reach my, weight goal of 145. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And then we watched a new Conan Must Go, where he goes to Ireland, and this one was kind of funny. A few things I liked about it. Specifically, the part where he says, "Finally, I've returned to my people." And as he's walking down, it's basically he's looking around, and the people are just him dressed up in different costumes. And then he even sees a horse that he photoshopped his face onto, and I'd say like his name and stuff. I just thought that was kind of goofy and silly and funny. But yeah, that was probably one of my favorite parts. He then did a reference to the movie The Lighthouse later in the episode, which was kind of funny and interesting for such an avant-garde film, but pretty cool. And yeah, I just think he had an interaction with a fan. That was fun to see. And was singing with like a quartet of her trio of Irish singers. And that was pretty cool too. I liked that. Yeah. But overall, I thought it was pretty funny. Not extremely funny, but I enjoyed a few parts here and there from it. Yeah, so after that, I decided to look up a review of the keto bread that my mom got on a YouTube channel called Serious Keto to get an idea of whether it was good or not. And the guy said, it causes a close to moderate spike of blood glucose, but as long as you only eat like 2 slices a day, you'll be okay, but anything more than you're risking it. So that's good to know. And as I was listening to it, I was playing Super Mario Galaxy on my Switch. Then I decided to turn in for the night, but of course, before I do, I wanted to make my update video. So, here it is. Thank you for watching. It's been a pretty good day. I guess 3 things I'm grateful for today. Well, I'm grateful to have a job, number 1. You know, everyone needs one if they want to pay the bills and get food on the table and support their community. I like that I'm grateful that my mom got some magnesium glycinate because we ran out about like 2 days ago and I haven't been taking it, so it's something that I'm very grateful for. And I'm also grateful for the fact that I could get all of the ingredients I need for my keto pizza tomorrow that I'm really excited to try out to see if it's going to end up being any good. So that's pretty exciting. All right, well, that's pretty much it for now. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to take my vitamins and brush my teeth and go to bed now, and I'm gonna hopefully I wake up at like 7 or 8 so I can make that pizza. It looks like a bit of an intensive process, and then I'll let you know how it goes. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you in the next episode. Oh, and yeah, I'm having pizza for breakfast. Yeah, I'll probably only have that as my whole meal for the day, seeing as it probably will take up a large portion of my calories. All right, goodbye, everybody, and take care.